This
FICO
conference will
consultant,
now be recorded.
Vim consultant, and Concur consultant. So here today we are going to discuss about vendor invoice management for the small demo. So that's about myself. Brief introduction. So from everyone. So just your name and your work experience. That's it. Yeah. Can you start, Thiru? I'll call out the names.
Yeah, fine, no problem. Hi everyone. Myself Teru. I'm from Bangalore. Currently, I'm working Capgemini from last 6 years. My role is here. I'm working in SAP Vim as an end user.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Avinash, go on mute, Thiru. Your
This
computer
is
is go on mute.
Avinash. I'm totally 7.5 years in experience in Vim, and now I'm currently working in Capgemini.
As a consultant or end user?
End user.
Okay, fine. Next, Chetan.
Hello, myself Chetan, working with Concentrex. And I have total experience of 11 years, 6 months, and I'm working as an operations lead SME.
Mm-hmm. So completely you are in AMS support project.
I mean, we do handle SAP and or Oracle both.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Mohammed.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Ian. I'm working currently in Genpact and having 12 years approximately of experience as an end user SAP and little bit knowledge on OpenText.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Chetan and Subbu, please unmute if you are not talking. Yeah, Shruti. Shruti. Okay, Shruti, I think you are in mute if you are speaking. Unmute yourself. Okay. So Kalyan.
Yeah, hi. I'm SAP MM consultant and having overall 12 years experience in SAP. So that's a
Hmm.
long story short from my end. So I'm learning this as a part of my project support.
Okay. Taisin.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. Myself Taisin and I'm from Karnataka. Basically, I have 7.5 years of experience, currently working with AMS project. So being a part of this school to learn and understand some of my queries for S4HANA and 20 and above PIM version. I have experience in vendor invoice management 5 years as a support project. Thank you.
And Manikanda. So Manikanda, we cannot hear you. Yeah, Bharat.
Hi, I'm Bharat. I'm having total 7 years of experience. I'm into the open text technology. So I'm looking forward for the Vim side, basically from Hyderabad.
Okay, that's fine. So Manikant, are you there? No. Santosh?
Hi, I'm from Hyderabad. I'm currently working as a business analyst for banking domain. I've also had the experience working in a few of the SAP FI projects, support projects. So I just wanted to explore Vim specific process and wanted to explore opportunities in this domain. Thank you.
Yeah. And Shruti, are you there? Okay. So Subbu, somebody is joining. You know who is done? Okay. Shruti left. Okay. So let me share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Yeah. So today we talk about vendor invoice management. So everyone knows about how the vendor invoice management will be there. So today we have a small demo and how we can learn the vendor invoice management, the old ECC, the old version and the new version. So old version in the sense SAP ECC and the archival server would be a ICC and BCC server. And now we are in S4HANA world. So in S4HANA, so what they introduced, so we do have a archival server that is called IES, which is OCR component. IES in the sense information extraction service with the latest version, so which we are now currently we are in the SAP world. Okay, so this is about the small Vim introduction. So how the Vim will be work. So as a FICO, we do have a small submodule that is accounts payable process. In accounts payable process, what we are doing currently, we are doing is so PO and non-PO processing will be there in the accounts payable process. For PO, we do have a P2P process like purchase order, goods receipt, invoice receipt, and payment to vendor. That is the P2P process where the material will be involved. And for non-PO, directly we can enter into a basic transaction or invoices for non-PO, and it will go for a payment to vendor. So that will be happened in the accounts payable. That is, everything is a manual, and there is no automated process in the accounts payable. What automated will be there? So when you want to create a PO, that can be automated, and Miro that can be automated. But invoice cannot be automated. So with that reason, the SAP introduced Vim, that is vendor invoice management, and also we can call it as IMS, invoice management solution. So the Vim, how it will work? So Vim, it will be, if you want, you can, get the invoices and you can scan the invoices. You can send the email with a PDF format, or you can drag and drop from your, from your desktop. So that they have introduced in the Vim invoice management. So in Vim, for year, so 1 lakh invoices can be processed in every year. So that is the possible. And we do have it is an automated process in Vim. So how the OCR will handle it? So OCR will pick the data, whatever information is there in the invoices, and that will be sent to a validation. So validation, what will happen in the validation? So all the information you can be validated. In the information in the sense, so whatever information in there in the invoice, let's say for example, vendor name, company code, invoice date, and what is the material, what is the net price, and what is the quantity, and what is the total amount. So this information will be captured by the OCR. That is, it could be ICC or BCC or IES. So ICC is the old version that is outdated, and BCC also is outdated. Now IES is the latest version. Okay. So once the data is captured by the OCR component, it will go to validated. So validated server will be a different. Now in S4HANA, they simplified. We do have a Fury apps. There we can do a validation. Okay. So we don't require any validation server. So it's not required, not at all to require to install the validation. Within the Vim, we can validate in the invoice. So once that is done, it will go to business rules or exception handling. So exception handling nothing but a process type. So how the process types will happen, let's say for example, if the vendor is not matching or vendor is not created or company code is not matching, currency is not matching, that exception handling will be applicable in the Vim. So we can automate it or we can do a manual. So once that is done, it will go to apply business rules. So there is an option to apply business rules in the Vim workplace. If you click on that, if everything is okay, then invoice will be posted and we can see the report in a ABL 1N report. That is a vendor line item report, and after that it will go to payment to the vendor. So that is the process. So where you can see how the how the invoice will be scanned at the initial level and how it will be go to at the end level. So you can see paper, scan invoice, or email also we do have a configuration, and scanner also we do have a configuration, and Ariba. There is a one more scenario called Ariba system. So where it is a SAP integrated solution. So whoever is by the Ariba channel, so those vendors will be sending the invoices. So that Ariba integration will be happen to the Vim. So that is also one component added in the new feature. So once that is done, it will go to step by step, and the final step would be a post in SF that we can see as a FI document. So once after this happens, so we can get some reports or some analytics. So how many documents you processed or how many documents you touched it. So that we can see in the Vim analytics report. There is a standard report. There you can find whatever information you processed or you rejected or you validated. So that status can be view in the Vim analytics report. So that is how the Vim will happen. Everything will be automated. Okay, so you no need to enter manually or you no need to do anything. So if something is happening, okay, something you find some error, in that case only you need to enter a manual. Otherwise, system will take everything. So there are some business backgrounds, jobs are also will be there. That business backgrounds will be will be taken care. Flowing inflow and outflow and processing the invoices. Everything will be taken care by the business background. So that's all about Vim introduction, how it will happen from initial level to an end level. Okay, and if you go to next slide, the process flow. So how it will happen. Okay, so let's say for example you have a email channel or you have a e-invoicing or IDAX channel or you have a paper invoice. So whatever channels will be there, that is a channels nothing but communication to the SAP and how the invoices will flow. So let's say for example, if you are sending any email via email with attachment or if you scan the paper invoices, it will go to archival server immediately. So after connection will happen. So once the archival server receive the invoices, it will go to immediately OCR component, that is ICC, BCC or IES. So the information will be captured by the OCR and it will be registered in Vim. So if it is PO, that process will go here, and if it is non-PO, that process will be go here. If it is the PO, it will go her three-way matching. So PO must be matched, GR must be matched, and invoice must be matched. Then only the invoice will be posted. If something is no problem or something is not matching, then the invoice will be posted, but it will be going for a block. So we have to verify. So AP processor team has to verify how it is went for a block, and they have to verify and they can release the block. Okay, that's the user activity. So these are all user activities. Okay, so exception handling, this is user activity, and as a Vim consultant, you have to set up this everything. Okay, so preparing and scanning, this setup you have to do, and archival and OCR you have to do, and registered in Vim you have to do as a Vim consultant. And for end user point of view, the exception handling, this information will be there for PO and non-PO. There is a one more setup is there for a down payment. So whenever the vendor, if you want to give any down payment to the vendor, that scenario will be applicable for as a FI invoice. That is a non-PO. So for non-PO, so we do have approvals. So whenever you want to approve the invoice via cost center or GL account, so there is a configuration. So where you can mention that the GL account and cost center, and if you need to assign your user ID, then all invoices will go to that particular user to approve the invoices. Then only the invoice will be posted. Otherwise, it will not post the invoice unless until approve the invoice. So this is the process flow. So how it will happen in the SAP within the Vim and the archival server in the other system. Okay. So then how the archival server will be there. So what is the use of this archival link configuration or archival server? To store the invoices. Okay. So whenever if you want to open any invoice or 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, if you want, you can open anytime. So that's the reason they introduced this archival server. So not only for Vim, it is supporting the entire SAP, the archival link will be a support. Let's say we can talk about FICO module, MM module, SD module. So whatever documents, images or PDF files will be there, that will be stored in the archival server. So we can open anytime. So we do have a Vim component, Vim object. So we need to tag this archival link for a Vim object and some non-PO PO objects. So this information will be linking to this archival link configuration. Then only it will be posting successfully in Vim also. So every archival link, every module has to be configured. So then only this will be set up successfully. Okay, so archival link process configuration. So these are the configuration required. You can see here in the red. So OSC0, OAWS, OSC3, and OSC3 is the OSC3 same for Vim objects and FI objects. So once that is done, the archival link will be successfully completed. So if you move to configuration DP document first. In entire Vim, okay, so wherever we go, entire Vim, whether it is VCC or S4HANA, so all will be registered in the DP document type. So what is the DP document type is? It is a DP document. It is control the process types, characteristics, roles, and determination of the data, indexing header configuration, and indexing screen options, and indexing item configuration. So everything will be there in the DP document processing. So this will be controlled. Okay. So this will be controlled in the DB document type only. So 80% of the configuration in Vim depending upon this DB document type. Okay. So apart from that, we do have a process type configuration. So process type nothing but this exceptions. Vendor is mismatched, vendor number is required, bank details required. So whatever information there in the header and line item, that process type will be configured. So we can configure it by one. So but otherwise we can take it as a standard process. Standard process, they introduced 270 process types which we can meet the business requirement. So let's say for example somebody business want to do another process type, so we can simply configure it as custom one. Okay. So otherwise we can use a standard process whatever there in the process type. So for the process type against, we can have some roles, some initial actors, some process options. So process options, nothing but when you want to apply the rules or the change the DP document type or refer to the AP processor or indexing to the indexing to the AP processor, that process option can be configured in the process type. Okay. So and the determination sequence, so how the invoice will be received to the SAP BIM, that we can do a determination. Let's say for example we do have a email channel, or we do have a Ariba channel, or we do have a scanning channel, okay, or we do have a IDOC channel. So there are multiple ways of receiving the communication. So in that case, so we do have a determination how the invoices will be set up. That can be doing a determination sequence of the process. And the header configuration and item configuration. So header configuration, nothing but, so we do have a some header information. Like say for example, vendor details, bank account and vendor name, vendor ID, that is the header, and the gross amount, invoice reference, and the tax code, header tax code, net price. So these are the header configuration. So in the Vim place, what we can do, we can control this in the header configuration. And the line item, if we go to line item, we do have a PO reference or the GL reference data tabs. There we do have some item details. Let's say PO, quantity, net price, tax, and the vendor details. So that details can be controlled in the index item configuration. And the index screen option, so we do when we apply the when we do open the invoice processing in Vim Workplace. So there are screen option in the header. So what that control will be happen in the index screen option. Okay. So 80%, as I would say previously, so 80% of the configuration depending upon this will be document processing only. So once that is done, so everything will be processing smoothly. So as a Vim consultant, so we do have a configuration these many steps, and we do have some configuration steps required for foundation, invoice solution, and some RFC connections, and some this archival server configuration and OCR server. So these has to be linked each together, and after that we do have a user activities where we can find out now in the Vim user activities. Okay. So these are all about Vim, how it will happen from starting to and end onwards. And when you want to open in the SAP system, that is a Vim, the transaction keys, transaction codes start with the /n only for the configuration or in end user point also. Okay, let's no, let me open SAP system how the transaction will happen. Okay, so currently, this is the SAP system, so everyone knows, right? So how the SAP system will be there. So let's say, for example, for invoice solution, we do have a transaction like /n /opt /spro. This is one kind of transaction where we can do all the configuration setup for invoice solution.
How to know that whether it is an ECC or S4HANA, and which version is it?
Okay. Okay. For your question, go to system and check the status. So you can see all the details here. So what is operating system and the details also product version. Just click on this product version. Here you can find out. So 750 release means that is SAP ECC. Okay, SAP basis everything will be there. That 750 means that is SAP ECC. And if you come down, go to install product version. Here also you can see. So this is about how you can find out the status. You can see HP 86. So otherwise, and there is a simple, or in the SAP login also we do have uh, ECC version. But in S4 HANA, you just you can have some database. Here you can see some database MS SQL. But in S4 HANA, you can find out the S4 HANA itself, the database system. So the S4 HANA system, what they introduce, so they introduce own database that is called S4HANA database. So to do a configuration for an invoice solution, so we'll start always all Vim transactions, whatever transaction codes will be there, it will start from /n only. Okay, so this is the basic configuration steps: document processing, PO, non-PO, invoice approval, cross-component, query configuration. So once we do that, so the invoice will be posted. And after that, there is a foundation configuration also where we can have some communication channels, some RFC connections, and some Vim Analytics settings and Vim Workplace settings, /n/ OTX / PF00 underscore IMG. So as OTX. So here we will maintain inbound configuration, process foundation, process configuration, and some general settings, that is RF connections, and web services, and the Vim workplace configuration, that is the Vim workplace configuration. So these are it will have some most of the configurations are purely technical. Okay, so we have to focus everything. So in the technical perspective, so some nodes and work web services will be there. So the connection may be different. So we need to think about how the system is connected, each and every client, and the archival server, how it is connected, so that we can now we have to focus on it. And OCR component also, how we can configure each together, SAP to IES and IES to SAP, so that we can have to focus on it. So once that is done, so all information will be posted, invoice will be posted, and there is like one more T code, OPT/Vim. This is user friend. Okay, so in the roles, we do have some roles configuration. So how the invoice should be approved for the AP processor, or based on cost center, GL account. So there will be do a configuration. And if you go to reports, so Vim Analytics, you can get some report in Vim Workplace. So this is the a transaction where all invoices will be posted. So in Vim Workplace, in S4HANA or ECC also, we will post all invoices in Vim Workplace only. So not for any other transaction. Okay. And some reports also will be there as a standard process. Okay, what current liability reports, or production reports, everything we can get it in this transaction. So most of the T codes will not give any access to the AP users. All will be there for Vim consultants only. So whatever invoices will be posted in the Vim Workplace or report, those transactions will be giving the access to the business users, not everything. Okay, so this is about vendor invoice management, how it will start and how it will end, and in a different servers or in the SAP. So this is about small demo. Any questions?
Yeah,
If you want, you can post it. I'll reply in the chat.
yeah. Hi Ram, this
Yeah.
is Ian. Ram, have you taught anywhere prior to this? I mean ECC or any other in open text?
Sorry, Mohammed. Your voice is
No.
breaking. Some disturbance is
Uh,
there in the background.
have you taught ECC open text 7.5 version?
We are trying to find out the latest version. Okay, so most probably, so we'll have a S4 HANA. So if system is find out, So otherwise, we'll continue in this one, and we can have some live session for this S4HANA and how the connections will be there.
Okay. Okay. I have another question that in your PPT, it was showing that from where our Vim consultants activity will start, right? So prior to that, there is a scanning part. Okay. So, so basically, every end user has a scanning mechanism or enterprise scan, right? So what if the scanning is not working? So will it be taken part by the BIM consultant, or how does this happen?
See, scanner point of view. So for scanner or any other system, there is a infra team. Okay, so infra team and archival server team and SAP Vim consultant. These three teams
Mm-hmm.
together has to work on it. Okay, so as a Vim consultant, we do a configuration setting. Okay, and external server and everything, you will be taking the help from the infra team within your organization and your archival server team.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so you cannot alone do everything as a Vim consultant. Okay, so they are the responsible. So what we Vim consultant to do? So when the system is ready, Vim consultant can configure the details. And
Correct.
you should
Correct.
learn how you should learn how the each system will be connected, how the inflow and outflow. So that you have to learn it as a so everything as a Vim consultant. So you need to advise it, but you don't have any access for other systems. You can advise
Mm-hmm.
it. So this way you have to go and you can do connection. Then it will work. Like that you can do a command.
Okay. So in Vim, we have multiple products, right? Like Vim OpenText and XECM. So basically, the archival and content repository, does it falls in Vim or OpenText, or I mean, how does it falls? XECM. So
Open text server.
in my OpenText server. So
Open
is
text
it a
server.
separate?
Yeah,
I mean,
separate
is it a
system.
separate system, right?
Yeah.
So is there any interlink with the Vim? I mean, basically, let's assume that I am learning Vim. So most of the other as consultants within my organization, they are also open text consultant, but they are something related to XCCM and content repository, archival server. So is it necessary for us to learn that as well, or we are okay with the only Vim part?
Archival server, it is not required. Okay, because archival server team will be responsible because they will not give any access to you as a Vim consultant. What they will get the data from you. So whatever information there in Vim, okay, that is called RFC connections or Vim settings, that is the content repository which you created in the Vim. So that they will take the details from you and that connection will happen. So everything will taken. They will take the details as a from the Vim consultant only. Okay, they don't know Vim archival server. They don't know what they will do. They install the archival server and they will do some connections. And if you want to connect the SAP Vim, they will get the data from you only.
Okay. So, Ram, how long are we going to, I mean, take this session? I mean, approximately 15 days or 20 days, and what could be the timing flexibilities of?
Timings. Timings. I'll discuss with the Subbu.
Mhm.
And I will consider for everyone because everyone is working, right? So that also I will consider it. And everyone
How long
advice
we take to complete?
voice is breaking.
No, no. I mean, how long does it takes to complete the course?
Duration would be maximum I'll take 40 to 45 days. It's not a big thing. So
Mhm.
we'll close as soon as possible. Don't worry about that. So maximum 40 to 45 days.
So are we going through in detail? Like I am an end user, I have a little bit knowledge, but I'm not much familiar with open text. Uh,
We'll learn it.
so,
Okay, so you will have a better picture. So what is the Vim consultant role and what is the Vim end user role?
okay.
So somebody raise a hand. Yeah. Tyson.
Ram, what is the future and scope of learning open text to Vim, and how long we will be sustainable in market as per if I compare to ML or artificial intelligence? So why it cannot be overlap with the I mean OCR part? It can be automated, right? So how long we will be in the market if artificial intelligence comes into a picture in open text?
Hmm. Good question. So artificial intelligence will not impact to this SAP, I would say. So as I seen my experience and also in the recent also, so it will not impact to any SAP. Okay, in the coding or programming, it would be, but as a functional consultant, we will not get any issues. And this SAP Vim, nowhere else find out the Vim consultants in all India or all over world. Okay, only less people is there, so you will have a better feature in Vim. So I'm no here. I'm not only the Vim consultant, but also other module consultant. I'm handling everything. Okay, so in the Vim, especially in Vim, so I'm getting more and more offers. I would say that. So you will
Okay.
see once you put your resume in the Naukri, then you will get a lot
Mhm.
of calls for Vim related. Then you put FICO or MM or any HD, you will not get much calls.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. For Vim, we do have a less people only in the market.
So add on to that, do we need to learn any supporting like FI or MM like or ABAP technical? See, I
If
heard that most of the Vim has a technical dependency on ABAP, right? So is
hmm,
it an added tool for us to learn of a basics of ABAP? We are not from technical background, right? Nor a
hmm.
BTech, nor coding Java. So is it okay to learn, and how would you suggest that?
See, SAP is a version. Okay, so in SAP FICO, it is a big concept. MM also it's big concept, and ABAP also big concept. Okay, if you are learning, then it will take no 1 or 2 years. But my advice is learn SAP Vim. Also learn SAP FI accounts payable for how it will be linked SAP Vim and SAP FI. And learn SAP
Mhm.
MM also. It's the most important AMI because this P2P will be linked to MM module on. So if you
Correct,
learn
correct.
SAP FI, not CO, leave it about CO, SAP FI, SAP M, and little bit ABAP to do the debugging. That you can learn
Debugging.
it. Yeah, just only basics. So if you want to learn that, that would be great also. But we have ABAP consultants there. You can take help from them. Okay, so if it is ABAP work, they have to responsible and they have to do something. That's it. Not to worry.
Okay, okay. At least we should know that technical
Yeah,
terms
correct.
so that
So
we can
how this?
explain.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So in that case, so what you have to learn is, so what is the program behind on it? So what is the BAPI function modules and what is the RFC connection, how it will be there and baddies. So that you can learn it, that basic thing.
Okay. Okay. So we can do a customization as S4HANA here.
In ECC, so most of the businesses are going for a customization, which will not meet their requirement. But in S4HANA, everything they simplified it. So currently we are working in our latest version, so everything they simplified. So 80% of the configuration it will go as a standard, not for the customization.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi Ram, is it fine if
Thanks.
I share
Thanks,
my
Ram.
experience in project? It
Hey,
is
hi, Kalyan. Yeah, go ahead.
it is actually connected to what Mohammed is asking. So it
Hmm.
would be great, Mohammed. So if you learn SAP MM, because I am learning Vim for that purpose only. So where in which
Right.
many of the service tickets are coming in Vim side, most of them are ping ponging between MM and VIM. So FICO is we have consultants, ABAP we have consultants. If we assign any tasks or incidents to them, they can take it. So not necessarily one can learn FICO or ABAP. But if you have MM knowledge, then you can push or you can differentiate where the incidents or problems or issues related to whether it is MM or Vim. So that is
Correct.
where we are struggling in our project, and I'm inclining to learn this. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes,
Thanks,
yes,
Kalyan. Thanks
advised
for the
Kalyan,
feedback.
yeah, everyone. So I had advised Kalyan. So MM and FI, SAP FI and Vim, these three will be interlinked. Okay. So without FI, you cannot process any invoice. Without MM, you cannot process any invoice. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Anyone
it.
any other questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Manikant.
Hello. Yeah, I have one question regarding this because I just want to understand whether functional specification or custom reports like that, any programming we need to learn or we need to get the knowledge before joining this course.
Functional specification in the sense, so whatever business require, if your business there is a business requirement where they are
Yes,
not,
I do.
where the SAP as a SAP standard, where it is not required the business requirement, meet the business requirement, then you have to
Mm-hmm.
create, they have to think and you have to create one FS document that is called functional specifications, where you will,
But
in the
this,
functional specification, yeah.
mm-hmm.
So you will be
Yeah.
maintaining,
So,
all the program details, all the configuration details, and how it will be set up. Now, everything you will be mentioned in the FS document and get it approved. And then you will hand over to a BAP team. They will do all customization. If it is a program changes.
okay. So if they are not following standard program, then if they require some customers, then we need to go with FS by preparing our own program. I
Correct.
mean, based on the requirement. Okay.
Correct.
So functional specification goes here also. I mean, in the same in FICO, how it works,
Correct.
same it works
Correct.
here. Okay.
Everywhere. So FS will be there. So write a FS, hand out to a
Mm-hmm.
BAP.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what kind of knowledge, I mean to say, what kind of this syllabus we need to learn before enrolling this into this training?
If you are
No,
having
actually,
a
I mean to
background,
say
let's say
mandatory things.
mandatory things, nothing is required. So if you are already
Mm-hmm.
working and you are also knowledge have SAP, then that is sufficient.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Without any SAP, that's a bit difficult. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone has some, at least some module, other modules, right? MM, FISD. So that's
Yes,
fine.
yes.
That is fine.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Ram, I
Any
just
question?
have one doubt.
Hmm.
Basically, so have you taught 5 years back the same Ram? Because I heard from a couple of my colleagues who are working in open text. When I asked them, where did you got taught by. So
Hmm.
they are saying from Ram S. So are you the same one?
No. Maybe he's a different.
Okay, okay. So this is your first batch. I mean, the first time or
This is my third batch. So
okay,
previously, I supported to some other organization. Directly it is organization, but not for the
mm-hmm.
individual. So I gave a
Okay. Right.
corporate trainings to them.
So from where, which location you are?
Sorry,
From which location you are?
I'm from Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Ram.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Do you conduct
Uh,
offline trainings as well?
Uh, Everyone, if you are not speaking,
Sorry.
background noise. Mad, please go on mute if you are not talking. And Manikant, yeah, go ahead, Thiru.
yes, Ram. Just I have one simple doubt. As you mentioned,
No, your voice
see, for
is
example,
breaking, Thiru.
oh, is it fine now?
What? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Just I'm talking as end user basis, as currently what I'm working here. See, after processing the invoice via Vim, okay, so we are doing the payments from the SAP side. So is this required to learn how to configure from payment side as well, or not? That is not our job because payments are everything making by outside the Vim.
Hmm. Okay.
So
So
so we need to
for
learn
payment
that
related,
module.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for payment related. So before that, as a SAP Vim consultant, you are the responsible up to post the invoices.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Okay. For
Okay.
payment related, that is SAP FICO consultant responsible.
Okay. Okay. And again, you have mentioned previous just few minutes back for advance
Hmm.
payment we are processing via Vim. But here, current project, advance payments and all happening in SAP itself using different
Hmm.
T codes we are processing. We are not using Vim. So
Hmm.
that case also we are not responsible, right? So
Correct.
wherever we are processing
So
outside the Vim.
in Vim,
Mhm.
I don't think so. It's support for a payment. It is only for to post the invoices. That's it. It's not support to
Okay.
Vim. Sorry, it's not support to payment process. So payment process, there is a concept called in SAP FI, that is accounts payable
Mm.
and a bank account.
Mhm.
So under that, they will do some configuration and they can pay the money to vendor. So all happened in the SAP FI, FICO module.
Okay. So you mean to say once invoice is recorded Vim, from there our
Hmm.
job is start. Before that,
Done.
maybe
That's it.
after posting invoice, not our
Hmm.
responsible.
Correct.
Okay.
So
Okay.
once the invoice is posted, if it is PO or non-PO, you can see a BL&1 report. That is a vendor line item
Mm-hmm.
report. That's it. That's Vim consultant job is done, and the Vim end user job also is done.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then, if you want, you can
Yeah.
learn
Okay.
SAP FI, SAP FI
Mm-hmm.
plus SAP MM plus SAP Vim. These three combinations, you are the best in the market if you learn these three modules.
Okay.
Okay, so no one will touch you. So just you do your work and go on. That's it. So current world, what will happen? So if you are learning
Mm-hmm.
only SAP FI or SAP MM or only SAP Ariba, Vim, or they will not consider it. So have to learn something different because all are experience only, right? If you are fresher, that is a different story. So if you are having a good experience, learn it more modules, then get the more. So pay the scale, show the skill, pay the scale. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Somebody raise hand. Nikant already done. Any questions, Shruti, Chetan, Avinash, before we close? And
And Ram, here, what I see, me and Avinash working same project. So, okay, so
uh-huh, uh-huh,
what even he having a doubt is, we are just end user, but we know how the workflow, how invoices come, how we need to process, what type of exceptions we have. So we have only a theoretical knowledge. We don't have technical knowledge. But again, we have only SAP. We have only T code, a few T codes knowledge. Do you think is sufficient to learn this one, or how? Somewhere we are thinking you're okay or not.
good question. See, already you are having a background how to post the invoices by using Vim. Then that is fine. You
Mhm.
have answer.
But is it technically how to configuration that is going to at least help us? Because we
Every
don't have
yeah,
Pico knowledge, knowledge, we don't have any other things.
that is not required. Okay. So
Mhm.
what I'm suggesting you is if you are learning SAP FIMM also, it's much more important. Fine. More
It's
things.
hardly 1 year. So if you have a whole P2P background of procure to pay, wherein you only work on cockpit and vendor invoice management, right, that is more enough to learn technical aspect. Even I learned the same from end user. I came to know how exactly the functionality works, and then I keep on trying the technical aspects and how the process flows and process map, archival linkage, all that. It's a very easy task. You learn within a 3 months of time. It's not a big task. It's a easy task, but you keep on practicing by processing one invoice and two invoice and three invoice every day. Then it makes you very easy for you to understand open text. I mean,
Hmm. That's yeah. Thanks, Mohammed. So and yeah, best thing. So we have to practice it. So how to do the configuration and how to post the invoices. That's it. So I would say I'm having no. I'm getting more calls on the Vim related only, and also got the more offers. But yeah, it's a going good thing only. I would say. So if you are coming back to the class or not coming, that is out of thing. But I would say so. SAP Vim or SAP Ariba, Concur, these module is having the more market in this world. Wherever you go, so other Europe countries. So most of the Europe countries are using SAP Vim. If you want, you can settle in the Europe countries also. So
there is a lot of on-site opportunities as well from within my
yeah,
organization
yeah.
only. They are sending to Netherlands and Russia, Malaysia, Singapore. These are the four countries which we are supporting. So there are a lot of opportunities there on-site. So that's the reason I'm just wanting to learn in S4HANA as well. I have little bit knowledge, not more, but still learning everything.
Oh, but
I,
will no teach you as a SAP Vim. So you have many faculties, PFI, SD, ABAP, everything. Everyone will learn you. But SAP Vim not like that. Okay, so in the outside we may not get some servers also and some setup also. So for that we have a limited no, resources for Vim.
correct. And even the servers are also very costly. When we are go for a S4 HANA server, it is too much costly. It's not like that we get a servers in like FI or MM. It's very much costly outside the market.
Mm, mm. Yeah. Okay. So any other questions before we close the call?
No, I think somebody asked a few questions. I think you are not. You members have some questions, sir, I believe.
So, Ram, in the meantime, I just have one question. So, are we practicing in S4HANA only, or
Uh, Servers I'm trying to get for S4HANA. If not, we'll go with the ECC, but I'll explain the live scenarios and I can show how this live system will happen for S4HANA. Nothing different. Only archive server is different. That's it. Everything is same in the S4HANA also and ECC also. The T code point of view and configuration point of view, everything will be same. There is some automation for archival server or open text OCR components. Those are all different.
Mhm.
In ECC, what we do have ICC and BCC. In S4HANA,
Mhm.
so BCC also is there. It will support SAP Vim. But now the latest version is IE. That is the latest
Correct.
OCR component.
Oh, oh.
Okay. So once
So
everything is
we
okay,
will
so we
differentiate, right? I mean, basically, we will differentiate what is there in ECC and what was right now in S4HANA. So we will, in our classroom session, we will at least know what is there in the background, because before knowing ECC, BCC, so we cannot able to catch IES, right? So we'll gonna have this detailed orientation.
Hello.
sure, Mama. We do have
Yeah.
everything. So now S4HANA
Mm.
world. So I don't want to know giving what is
Hello.
what. Okay, like this is one you can do. Yeah, 1 minute, Tanish. Okay.
No, no,
So
I
I
was
don't want
checking
to do
actually.
that kind of thing. So you have
Mhm.
to get more knowledge after this session. You will be feel very comfortable. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
go
Ram.
ahead, Tyson.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I was checking continuously. I was not able to hear you properly, and even my voice was not audible for you people, I think so. So that's what I was checking. I just wanted to know about the channel processing, like data getting into SAP. Which mode of channel would be we can recommend to client, like it is XML or we can say IDOC, which would be a better one if the client is only requesting
See,
for XML only. So
previously,
being a being a Vim
go ahead.
consultant, being a Vim consultant, we need to get into Excel file mapping and technical aspects also we have to learn, or we can only look after the Vim part.
Okay. So for your question, so in the previous world, that is SAP ECC, so
Mm,
they would have some communication like XML or scanner or
okay,
email channel or any scanner. I mean, internet we do have a scanning center scanners, right? So there they will scan and they will send it to SAP Vim. So that's all about
okay,
so outdated. So in the
okay,
current world, so you have a smartphone, so you will have a better features. I mean, apps. So you will scan the invoices via phone, and you will send an email to wherever it is required. That is the current world,
okay,
right? So what they
okay, right,
introduce in SAP Vim, so you will have an email ID, so where you can get the PDF. That is a email channel that they can do.
okay,
And there is a one more system called Ariba. So Ariba, you will
okay,
have a integration, Ariba system integration that you will use for IDOC channel. These two.
okay,
So we recommend to the business always use only if you have a Ariba system, you can use IDOC channel. Or if you have any email, if you are sending any email. So most of the business are using emails only, right? So you can recommend use a email channel. And there is a OAWD, for example, if they are uploading any folder or in the desktop or in the server, you can use OAWD, drag and drop. That's it.
Yeah,
So why
but
we need to
if it
take
is
extra expenses? So if they are
okay,
planning to scan any invoices, that is related to cost. Or if they do something, any facts or any other things, everything will be linked to the cost only, right? So to mitigate that,
okay.
always they can use email channel. That's the better thing.
Yeah, but if it is an XML file mapping process, if they
Mm,
request for XML file, they are sending not an XML IDOC XST format, but it is only XML file. So in
mm.
this scenario, if being a Win consultant, we need to do any additional checkpoint to map the data, or it is an ABAP consultant role to do all the Excel file mapping and then come to website.
See, for XML mapping, so as a Vim
Hmm.
consultant, you have to, get more details like, what is the receiving and what is the going, what is the
Okay.
sending mapping details. Okay, let's say for
Okay.
example, if it is a document date, posting date, company code details, that you will give the technical details to the mapper, and they will do
Okay.
XML formatting. And the connection,
Okay.
so with whatever their information in there in the SAP Vim, that connection you will be doing in SAP Vim.
Okay. So
Okay.
if I opt your session or sessions or your class, so I am
Mm,
being a Vim consultant. I have done implementation as well as support or rollout projects. I've worked for small periods and implementation like I have given extra time. But I
mm,
just wanted now to learn more about 20 and above version configurations.
mm,
And there is no other, like we can say it is an in our organization we have independent Vim consultants who are supporting to client. There will be no two or three Vim consultant working for single project. It will be only single Vim consultant who will be supporting because we have a lesser time to span of projects. So if
mm,
something comes up, so I need to handle end to end Vim cycle, whether it is like business rules or process exceptions or any exception scenarios of whole mapping, everything I can handle that. But coming to
mm,
an BCC and entering the data in Vim or mapping the scenario channels based and any configurations of RFC connections and all, if I'm
mm,
stuck into there, I wanted a support like how it would be. Currently, we are using BCC, but most
mm,
probably it will be moved for a latest one,
mm.
IS. So
Yes.
for that perspective, I just wanted to learn end to end wherever I'm stuck in, like being a single in Vim consultant who is dealing with MMSD and ABAP team. So
Mm,
I want a knowledge where I can guide them also because they are expecting what Vim is expecting to be done from their side, because that explainable should be I'll be holding that knowledge. So that point of
mm,
training I want, where they I can handle individually the role. That kind of training I'm looking for, where it is
mm,
some certain of important advisory also I should know. I can advise them. And some point of view, if
mm,
where ABAP consultant comes or where MM consultant comes, so they also
mm,
wanted from Vim point, they asked me, this is the scenario on connections part, or we can say the data mapping part. So they ask me, so that kind of higher level of expectation I need to fill for the project. So can you please give me this kind of experience in your session?
mm. I would say so. Currently, the version is 23.4 with IS. That is the
Okay.
latest one.
Okay.
Okay, so ICC and BCC are outdated. So going
Okay.
forward after 2027, everyone has to convert S4HANA, as you know.
Now
Okay, with the
currently working
latest
on
version.
S4 HANA only. I'm also
No,
working
no,
on
no, no, no,
S4
no.
HANA. Hmm, hmm,
Correct. I'm just saying that. So whoever is
hmm,
working on ECC, whoever is got the software ECC, they
hmm.
have to. I mean, business side, they have to convert it into S4HANA.
Okay.
So in S4HANA, what will happen? It will not support to ICC, and going forward also BCC will not support. So everyone has to
Okay.
go for IES one. That is the latest one. Okay,
Okay.
so for that you have to suggest to your business. Okay, take this IES server, which will have the more efficient than BCC. Okay, for connection point of view. So for connection point of view, we will be having some documentation, so that there is a step-by-step documentation where you will be logging in some open text servers, open text login. Okay, so you will find some documentation. So there you will have a step-by-step process how it will be connected. Just the connection. You will not be doing anything in the EF. That's it. So
Okay.
you need to
Okay.
coordinate with ABAP team how this RFC connection will happen between IES and SAP Vim. That you have
Okay.
to do. That's it.
Okay.
So everything they simplified it. It's very simple, and I would say. But if you are learning after this 45 days, then you will be able to place in good place. Not only work project, in other also.
Okay. 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 No
Okay.
problem. That
So
was the only concept.
hmm,
Actually, I am a good in the handling of workplace, everything like configuration and customization. But the only
hmm,
thing is initial data mapping and getting the things in SAP. That part I want to
hmm.
focus much. The connections between the channels and the handlers and making function models and this particular part I just wanted to look more.
So maximum we are trying to get S4HANA system only. That Subbu will help.
Okay.
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 So I'll
Okay.
explain you how it will be. But I'm not sure if you're having archival server or OCR server. So that I'm not sure,
Okay.
but I'll guide you how to set up do that.
No, I want to learn both aspects like archival as well as OCR. I'm
No
having a
problem.
archive. Archive. I have worked in one project where I have worked for archive server. So I am having knowledge on archiving part, how the archiving things gonna happen, with
Hmm,
like storing the data and mapping all the OAC to OAC3 and everything that I have done.
hmm,
But if it is OCR part also, I am good to learn both the aspects. I will be okay with that.
hmm. OCR is
But it
not a
would be
big
end
thing.
to
So
end, right?
just
It will
end
be
to
an
end,
end to
yeah.
end. Okay,
Hmm.
okay, no problem. So do let me know your classes timing and everything. You suggest me and what is the budget from your side for this particular session you'll be conducting for entire month. So we can have a look. Actually, I'm out of office for 2 3 days now. For a week actually. By
Hmm.
Wednesday, Thursday, I'm out of station. So let me know when the flexibility can start. I'm hoping for next week onwards. Actually, I'm
Okay.
traveling only today, but
Probably I would recommend for morning only, morning shift,
okay,
because I'm also having 1:30 shift afternoon.
okay,
So
okay.
for
So
me,
if any
evening
kind
time
of
it's not
cases comes in
possible.
my project, will you be able to help me? Like in a project, ongoing scenarios if come up, we can discuss those scenarios as well in the class sessions.
That we can discuss separately if you want.
No, no, like I can ask you as a question, right? If I have this particular scenario, what will be the steps we have to follow? What will be the concrete configurations we have to look for? Like that, we can discuss, right? Like ongoing, whichever we are handling.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Okay. For knowledge point, at least because it will be a good for like implementing also, right? We are learning from your side. Even in project we are
Hmm.
working, if we want to implement such scenarios, so we can ask for your advice also, no? So that is fine for you.
No problem. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
everyone has to learn something. That's it. So
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
is working for, I would say directly, everyone is working for money only. Everyone has to
Yeah,
settle in the good place. That's it.
yeah, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll wind up. So I would give it the details to Subbu. So whoever is interested, so you can join in the next session. Okay. So madam, probably I'll start the batch from morning sessions only. So from start till 9 or 10. So and daily 1.5 hour. So maximum 40 45 days I will be complete. After that, get in touch with me also after completion of these sessions. So always welcome. Don't think about money and other things. So just think you are has to be there in some good place. Okay. So that's we
Sure,
can do.
sure. Thanks for the support, Ram. So most of the
No
time
problem.
after taking the session, we would not have any connections with the mentor who taught us, right? So, I mean, not every time that we will be, I mean, calling you or making calls. So whenever
No
there is a
problem.
necessity,
So normally in SAP world, so you will be as my colleague in somewhere, maybe
yeah,
for others also. So should be a collaboration. Then that is
yeah,
good for everyone. Okay, fine.
yeah.
So we can have more sessions to be continued. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you, Ram. Thanks all.
Thanks, sir. Okay, bye bye.